Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 10 minutes past 10, 10:10 on Thursday night, back with a plethora, and I mean a plethora of stuff for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 12th of July. It's a big day up in the north, but that's for political reasons, and this is not a political channel. But the reason the 12th of July is important for us is I said last month that we would have a Terry Woods Day, the 12th of July. That would be the day that I was in England last year on the 12th. So it's a year today that we've done the live broadcast on YouTube from McFinnerton's pub in Tottenham. I'll put up a link to that for people that mightn't have seen it, and I'll also put up a link to the Terry Woods appeal for people to take a test for prostate cancer prevention. And the last time I put up a link, I just checked, I think there was over 1,000 people. No, over 100 people, I think. Yeah, over 100 people that viewed it from last year that was new. So maybe share it with somebody, get the word around. Terry was adamant that the appeal would be broadcast, and I told him I'd do it every year. Up and around this time next year, I'm going to do it again. He was a good man, and we got on well together. I was over and met him for 3 different days, but a legend in his own lifetime. A plethora of stuff. We had what today? We had 5 selections up with 2 winners. We got off to a great start with Marbuzet. It worked out just as I was hoping. Sometimes the races don't pan out the way you expect them or want them to, but with the good jockey Easterby, like, you can see all the sons of trainers, they're on horseback at an early age, and it comes natural to them. And you can see today, coming up the stretch, that he was always going to be strong enough in the saddle to get there. A good gamble. He was into 6-4 and 11-8 during the morning, and he drifted out to 2-1. He was 11-4, 5-2 last night. There was a slight rule 4, but anyone that took 5-2 still got 9-4 last night. Then we had a sort of a hope with a hope winner or place with Divine Empire. It wasn't to be. It was a similar thing with Royal Pippin, 25s, finished 6th, and they were paying 5. The draw, if you had been drawn anywhere in the first 6 or 8 instead of being drawn in 16, he'd have got a better position. He travelled well, but he wasn't off a yard up the stretch, like, you know. But there's a race, I think there's a race in him at some point. Coming wide in Galway, maybe, for him, over 7. When they be tired, when he'd be running on up the stretch. We'll hopefully that might aim him for one of those 7 furlong contests. And then we had a great winner in Lady Lunette. Worked out just as I was hoping as well, with the extra furlong and coming late and the change of jockey, Colin Keane, in the saddle. And then it was more a hope with Jesse Evans. Won the race last year, but as I said last night, needs to run first time out each year. I took an outsider actually to win it. You wonder how he could improve. I remember it was a really strong bet of mine in Dundalk when it was turned over, going back a couple of years ago. Seattle Creek. I thought it couldn't be beaten that night, and it was. But it'll put Jesse Evans spot on for the Galway Hurl, you would imagine. We'll check to see what the weight difference is from last year. Still only an 8-year-old. So anyway, on to tomorrow. Ascot, was looking at it today. There was one each way bet I fancy, but the each way price has gone now, and the horse called Fresh. I think Glenfinnan will go out in front. That was 5th in the Wokingham. And I might set it up for Fresh. Fresh was an 8-1 shot earlier. It's into 4s, 9-2. I think it's sort of between the two of them. Executive Decision has good enough back for him as well, down in the ratings now. But I think with the front runner being Glenfinnan and the one coming from behind, Fresh, I had a strong opinion about Fresh at 8-1, but I'll still back him, but it's a win bet now at 4-1, 7-2 in that bracket. Glenfinnan puts that Wokingham Forum to up for a look tomorrow, because Unequal Love that won the Wokingham is in the 240 at York. That's the one that we'll go to next, because we have a bus horse in it, Adday in Devon. Now we're going to play Adday in Devon, 2 bus horses and 2 more in each way, lucky 15. Unequal Love, as I said, won the Wokingham. That won it off 102. It's up £5 for that, isn't it? £5. But Adday in Devon is rated 102 as well. So how would Adday of Devon have ran in the Wokingham? It was last seen in the Scurry Stakes when I went out in front, but that was over 5. But it's an uphill finish.
That's it on that one's outside Night Eyes. These are still the first 2. They've gone through halfway in the 20th running of the Scurry Stakes, and it's Adday in Devon with a head advantage over Night Eyes, who chases in second. In third to the rail is No Half Measures with 2 lengths to find on the duelling leaders. Symbology is back in 4th. Late gain down the wide outside by Flora of Bermuda, but it is Adday in Devon with another half furlong to go. The lead is over a length on the outside. Flora of Bermuda continues to try and eat into that lead. Adday in Devon needs the line. They hit the line, Adday in Devon, and on the near side, Flora of Bermuda in that.
Won 3 times for us already. I love that little horse in the way she puts her head down. So she could improve again. Now it's a tough one tomorrow. It's up in class again. That was a listed affair. It's up to a Group 3. But you might. She's a 9-1 shot. We'll play her each way. Possibly better over 5, but has won over 6. We'll stick her in. Love a little horse that puts the head down like that and says, come on, you're not going to pass me. 9-1 shot a lot of the way. Right, we go, where have my sheet here? That's not it. It is, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? There we go. The other bus horse is in the 5:30 at York. Kitsune Power. One is the last one at 5 gone up to 6. This horse won at 1 mile 6, and it's going back to 1-4, and it's an apprentice handicap, and as a jockey I've no idea about Alexander Fleming. But Kitsune Power is looks to be an easy enough ride, and it's rated now 77. But if you look prior to that, like it was in 1 off 91, 1 off 80. So if it can maintain its form that it had the last day, that it had in Thirsk. And to the hands and heels ride by David Allen up the stretch.
Or in front, having a noble anthem. On from the left, Kitsune Power. Further left, boldly trying to get into it. Gastronomy on the right. All 5 with a chance inside the 2. Kitsune Power now, red cap is moving through. Goes to the front, boldly on the left. Then La Pulga, Noble Anthem. Gastronomy can't quicken. Inside the furlong, Kitsune Power, chased by Boldly. Nothing more now from La Pulga. 100 yards to cover. Kitsune Power doing best here. Seeing it out well on the day, Val. And Tim Easterby at the double. Kitsune Power beats...
Up £4 for that. Alexander Fleming, if you're watching in, have your Weetabix in the morning. Be strong in the finish. We don't want you weak. push out, push out, push out the last 100 yards. So that's another each way. Now 205 at York. There's one here that I spotted that might be worth the play. They're paying 5 places. Catch the Paddy. Catch the Paddy-ish leap. He was being gelded after the run in York, but if we look back at 7 furlongs seems to suit it best. It won 7 furlongs in Newmarket. The 2 over a mile, and it ran in York here to second as well of 89, and it's rated what, 92 now. But the last day we spotted this first time after being gelded. It was in a nice handicap race handicap race of Willie Haggis's that hosed up. This ran on well on the rail. We were on Latam, or a brunch, but Latam was in it as well. It was a decent field, that.
Quarter mile here in the feature, and El Najm now comes through strongly under Sean Dillon Bowen to take up the advantage approaching the final furlong. That was quite an impressive turn of foot here. On the stands rail, Catch the Paddy's rallying together with Farazi Lane, and then on the far side is Austrian Theory. This is all over, and he's a well handicapped horse, isn't he? El Najm, Storm.
It's come from a long way back to 7. Kevin Ryan does well in York. This could have been the target, maybe. I don't know. We'll stick him in at 9-1 though. And then we have 445 at Newmarket. A horse that actually I tipped this night last year when I was in London. Eminency. And we're sticking them in for Terry. Back up to 7 possibly will suit. Ran decent enough the last day, I thought, over 6. Second over the night before 6. Hasn't ran at 7 furlongs since Goodwood in 2022. So there's the 4 we're sticking together. Now we're going to stick another 4 together. We're going to Newmarket. Where are we here? I'm all over the shop. Newmarket. Alright. The 150. Money for this horse as well. I had him picked out as an each way, but we'll put him on each way because he'll probably drift as well. His involvement. It's 5-1. Simon Crisford motoring along nicely. Stepping Up and Trip, I think, might suit this horse. It was in the Britannia Stakes.
And on the far side, Volterra has possibly just come through the lead over there, but finishing well now is Mickley, and it's Mickley in the black and red stripes, and Skukuza down the centre in the light blue, then Volterra. They're being chased home by Watcher Matey. The rest on the near side have got plenty to do, and Mickley is in front from Skukuza. These two have it, and it's Mickley that wins the Britannia from Skukuza. In third then, possibly Native War.
He ploughed a lone furrow down the middle there. Stepping Up to 1-2 might suit this horsine. That's 1. We're going to the 3 o'clock. Another heritage handicap. A horse that done us a good turn with a different yard in a different country a couple of years ago. Beamish. It's a 9-1 poke. James Doyle for Archie Watson. Just with Paddy Toomey, won in Roscommon, a listed race a couple of years ago, Bet Yaxini. But it moved into Archie Watson, no run at all last year. Then came back this year, was 6th, first time out over 2 miles. Died in the last couple of furlongs. Then They ran it at 1-6 in Ascot, in the Copper Horse. He wasn't bet all that fair, and I thought he was running on.
There followed by my mate Mozzie trying to come down the centre of the course. From the back, Tyson Fury and Alsakib staying on. They have just a furlong to go. LeMay in front. Bellocchio, though, with the yellow cap now, is closing and comes through to join LeMay. The pair fighting out as they race up towards the line. My mate Mozzie closing from the back of the field, but it's Bellocchio wins. LeMay and my mate Mozzie close.
He was running on there, and I think the ground good for him. He didn't like that ground, good to soft, and if it was soft, he'd be even better on it. They're paying 4 places there. That's Beamish, and then we go to Dundalk. There's always a good crowd there on the 12th of July. The one that got away, we backed it in Dundalk before, and it was drawn fierce wide, but we won on it in Listowel. I was trying to get one for tomorrow. I was between this and there was one other one. When we were on it in Dundalk, mile, it was third. We draw a favourite that day, and it was sort of hard luck. But it won. It's only gone up £3 from when it ran there, but it gone up 5 from the time it won, and it got a bad draw. Now tomorrow it's drawn in Trap 1. That can be a bit of unusual as well, but Gavin Ryan will have to make up his mind, push it forward, get a bit of early position. The other one I was looking at was Venetian, isn't it? Yeah, Venetian. It's a big price there at 8-1 because it won on the Goo in England, which Sean Davis now is only 4-year-old. There was money for it a couple of times, but it won in, wasn't it, in Chelmsford? No, Wolverhampton. Won back there off 77, when it was with Mark Johnson. And you look at that run there now in last June behind Chosia, that was a good run along here, and it's way down in the weights. Down to 58. It hasn't ran since it was favourite that day, the one that got away in the Stole. So that might be an each way play for anyone that wants it in the 342 Venetian. It is handicapped to win. Now the other one is the big chase of the day, the Midlands Grand National tomorrow night in Kilbeggan. I had planned to go to Kilbeggan tomorrow night, but I don't think I will. There's a football match in Dublin that I might go to, and there may be an umpire needed tomorrow night as well. So I have a choice of 3 things to do. Midlands Grand National. Mousy Brown is the favourite. I'm going with Am I Right? I think good ground is the key to this horse, and when there was money for it and it was fancied a few different times, I think the ground was against it. If you look when it ran in Cheltenham last October, good to soft ran well. The Paddy Power, the soft ground I think beat it, but in the 365 chase was only beaten 5 or 6 lengths, and it actually weakened late on. That was over 3.5 mile, back to 3-1. I think that's a solid each way bet at 9-2. Whatever, tomorrow. For an in-forum Henry de Bromhead. Quick double. Newmarket. Where were we? Newmarket. The 225. A horse that we backed the last day in Ascot. Heaven's Gate. This opened up 4-1 this evening, and I didn't get on. I didn't get on in time. It opened up 4-1. But this was reeled in late on by Fairy Godmother in a Group 3. Looked all over a winner until Moore got Fairy Godmother out late.
The last 2 furlongs, and right down the centre it's Heaven's Gate in front here. Mountain Breeze is giving chase. Here comes Simmering on the right hand side. Blue Sleeves begin to stay on strongly. Heaven's Gate inside the last furlong. Now Fairy Godmother has found daylight. She's beginning to fly and is coming right over the top. Fairy Godmother with a withering run gets...
We were on at 12s each way and was gambled on in Tates. Ran well enough in the Albany. The other one then is the big race of the day, the 3:35, and an all-known form, the Falmouth. The 5, it'll be hard bet. 3 roads of a good record in the race. Portuna Fortuna for Dundalk O'Brien. Beat a well-fancied opera singer in the Coronation. Stakes at Royal Ascot.
Up the home straight inside the final quarter of a mile. Skellett towards the inside of Opera Singer. Then Portuna Fortuna back in third. Trying to launch an effort is Rematuel. Then came Rahir See the Fire in Amalka. Opera Singer went on. Portuna Fortuna goes with her. Rematuel is coming home strongly. Then came El Malka. They're inside the final half. And it's Portuna Fortuna getting the better of Opera Singer on the run towards the line. And Portuna Fortuna has won the Coronation Stakes.
That's solid for him. Had previously won the Cheverly Park last year as a 2-year-old. If you look at the ratings as well, it's rated in the high teens. 116. The nearest to it as well as Running Line. It's getting £9, the weight for age. So that could be a double tomorrow. Anyway, there's the plethora of stuff. 22 minutes, longer than normal. Special day tomorrow though. Share that video. Tell everybody about that tomorrow to keep Terry Woods happy. Bash the bookies, over and out.